Hi guys. Now a couple of weeks ago Germany has reported a 500 kiloton nuclear bomb has disappeared. It was on board a Dolphin class submarine. Now the question is, what is it doing on board a small Dolphin class submarine? Who took the submarine? A 500 kiloton bomb is designed to be dropped from a plane over a city, not fired out of a sub. The submarine just happens to be the same type given to Israel. Therefore, reports saying it is manned by Israeli sailors makes sense. Putting it all together, we now know the Indonesian tsunami was caused by a 9 megaton bomb sunk into the Indian Ocean inside a bathysphere and detonated, causing the giant tsunami. Likewise, the submarine, the one that's missing, is intended to transport the much larger bomb to a secret location and detonate it. Not 4,000 metres deep as was the Indian Ocean bomb, it therefore has to be detonated at the maximum depth that the Dolphin class sub can reach without being crushed by the pressure, which is 350 metres. Now Las Palmas has beneath it 7 kilometres of natural tunnels, at one time considered to be ideal to fill with high explosives, then detonated. The 2,000 metre high mountain would slide into the Atlantic, causing a 300 metre high wall of water to destroy the east coast of America from Canada down to the south coast of South America, up to 200 miles or 300 kilometres inland. The mountain has already started to slide. A fault line has been monitored since 1948. The slide is westward 8 metres. The fault line is caused by a fracture along the landmass at around a steep 26-degree fault line. Scientists have said it is not a matter of if, but when. Now all pointers place the submarine close to the east coast of the island. The Zionists' stranglehold on Germany is so powerful it dictates everything the nation does, and the Germans have given 3 Dolphin-class subs, promising 3 more throughout 2012 and 2013. Here is a picture of Las Palmas. Now let's take a look at the world order agenda. And this is where we have to put on the insane propaganda hat. They intend to reduce the world population by 90 to 95%. We see this in the Georgia Guidestone's World Order Agenda in 8 languages. We have the Denver airport murals showing the bizarre deaths of the masses, highlighting a blonde Jewish child in a coffin, then a new world where all the children are happy, and so on. The stage has been set for a huge culling and the annihilation of the Jews in Palestine, erroneously called the Nation of Israel. The US Navy has a new map of the United States showing the Madrid fault line as an inland sea right up to Canada. The west coast is redrawn inland after much of it has slid into the Pacific due to an earthquake. On the east coast, the entire coastline is gone. Agenda 21 states how the remaining land has zones forbidding human occupation. Now back to Las Palmas. The bomb inside the Dolphin. Now it was Captain Wallace who sailed to the island now known as Tahiti in the SS Dolphin. Yahweh has been there. Now, demonic men think in a demonically predictable way. And of course they have to repeat everything. Yahweh hit the ground running and was on to them by the age of 6.636 years, which is 2424 days, and that was August 30th, 1950, the same date last year, 2011, when Jupiter reversed retrograde. In other words, the USA and Palestine are poised to be totally destroyed via secondary distraction and gas in a Holocaust sacrifice of every Jew in Palestine, unaware they are the scapegoat. Scapegoat means deaf, bygone, spent, etc., unclean, must wash after touching the goat. The word kid means devil, and the German submarine is their ultimate vengeance. Why? In the highlands of New Guinea there was a tribe that, like the other tribes, have customs mirrored or seen in the Torah. The tribe welcomed strangers with open arms, showering the new friends with all forms of generosity. Then suddenly they would turn on their guests and eat them. That cult is from the Talmud. Women are unclean. They have to sleep separate to her family when she is menstruating and so on, even practicing circumcision. It's all mirrored in Fiji. And it was 35, probably 37 years ago that the last cannibal died who had eaten his brother. They also have circumcision and are dominated by the face of Jesus hung upon Lucifer by the Methodist Church. It, a Freemason front that the natives are unaware of, even though they hate Freemasonry. The natives are all aware that high-ranking Satanists come from around the world who do kidnap and sacrifice their children. Frank Bainimarama had us arrested for telling the natives that he was Yahweh Jesus. We healed their people. We told the government who we were in 33 pages of facts before we arrived. Everyone that we talked to and treated was delighted with the cures. Some believed who we were, because I did all of the talking, naturally. As usual, Yahweh says very little about who he is. There was always one unanimous question asked. What does Frank think? Well, he's a monster. He released a group of wealthy Satanists from custody after being caught by the army in a ritual sacrifice at the Freemason Lodge. 24 hours later, they were out of there and on their way home. Where that Freemason Lodge was located is 1,228 miles from the equator, and that number in Greek is Satan, or Diabolos. Now, getting back to Las Palmas, we can therefore read that the probable location, the sun will hover off the coast of Las Palmas, as the distance to the deep horizon well, which released billions of barrels of crude, and now has a gas bomb beneath the rig, 250 kilometres across, ready to rupture and form a vast gas explosion so powerful it will set off the fracking fields. The longitude of the rig is 11626 kilometres from Yahweh's rebirth location, and the latitude of the rig so that should be the latitude of Las Palmas, is the same as the Deep Horizon rig. Now that number 11626 is the antechamber width in pyramid inches. 1162.6 was the age that Yahweh was when he married, that's in weeks, Lucifer in the flesh, on April the 23rd, 1966, and 1966 is the number for the word Lucifer. There is 11.626 years age difference between Yahweh's two daughters. 1162.6 days between Mary Magdalene, who is Michelle, and Yahweh. So it's here that would be the location of the submarine. The bomb it contains is 500 kiloton, and that's an explosive force that should be of 0.5 megaton. but it's 500,000 metric tons of TNT. Now, the sub sitting 66.6 nautical miles off the east coast of the island makes it an excellent choice for them at 666. To the south is a huge island, one could say an anchor to push against. Sending a tsunami onto the east coast of La Palma shortly after the blast has turned the sea to steam, pushing the volcano into the Atlantic. At the same time, the concussion travels through the Earth to arrive at the same location of the gas bubble below the Deep Horizon rig. The USA is then hit by a California quake. The east coast taken out to sea 200 kilometres inland, and the largest volcano on Earth due to blow, none other than Yellowstone. All of this detonates the million square miles of fracking insanity. It explodes all the way through to the United States nuclear missile stockpile underneath Ronald Reagan, 50 feet deep below the dump near Albuquerque. This releases all nuclear warhead plutonium, and moments later the million square mile Australian gas fracking fields also ignites, and the world is utterly destroyed. The warring religions, the racism, the depopulation, soy in food to cause sterility in the young. The signposts are so obvious, the only possible conclusion is a total sacrifice of the entire world to Lucifer. And who does Lucifer work for? Yahweh. Now that's an oh shit moment. Why would Yahweh allow it to dominate the earth? Simple. To give everyone the opportunity to be Yahweh's chosen, who out of sheer love of him become the template to populate the entire many mansions that Yahweh created through the universe.